Hey, what's good, YouTube? This is AD, aka AD Beats LV, coming with another video. I believe this is a probation video. This is old Squishy Gardeners. He said just call him Squishy. I'll leave his handle in the description. Hope everybody's having a good day, night, morning, whatever time zone you might be in. And we're gonna check out this content. Let's go. Let's get right into
it. Court does call the case, People versus Jeffrey Ostermiller.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Bridget Coons on behalf of Mr. Ostermiller. Mr. Ostermiller, state your name for the record.
Jeffrey Ostermiller.
Claire on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Ostermiller is scheduled before the court today on a violation of probation. Mr. Ostermiller was arrested on February 24th, 2024 on a violation of the contact order. So the court is aware Mr. Ostermiller at that time did have no non-consensual contact with the victim in this case. There was an incident that took place at her home. She asked him to leave. And in the police report that I reviewed, Your Honor, it took him multiple minutes before he left the premises or left the house. He was in the garage when police arrived, and he was arrested due to the contact order. Mr. Ostermiller was in custody. He was arraigned. The magistrate then put in place a no bond with the victim in this case, and bond was set. Mr. Ostermiller posted bond on February 26th, and he was released. Since that time, Your Honor, I did receive documentation from the victim in this case where Mr. Ostermiller has continued to communicate with her, multiple communications via text, emails, Google Docs, and I have provided all documentation to the court.
Yes.
Given the continued violation of the contact order and the prior violations from Mr. Ostermiller in this case, probation is now asking that the court sentence Mr. Ostermiller to 93 days in jail, credit for 27 days that he's served on this case, and to serve the balance. But the court applied the bond that he posted recently, which was a $5,010%. That is in his name. I would ask that the court apply that to his outstanding financial, waive remaining terms, accept his other financial obligations, discharge him from probation without
mic issues or something.
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Ostermiller does deny the allegations, and we would ask for this to be set up for a hearing. In the meantime, we'd ask that he be able to continue bond. He has completed some of the components through probation. I think that he is trying.
Well, he's in Ann Arbor. Why doesn't he come down? We can do the hearing today.
So let's do it.
I'm staying with my mother in Santa Cruz.
How far is that?
About an hour and a half.
I got time.
I have no transportation, Your Honor.
Simpson.
Well, you want me to send somebody to get you?
I prefer, if there were any alternative, I would take it.
Well,
so you can come down, or we can come get you. Which would you prefer?
If you need me to come down, I can make every arrangement possible to try to come down.
And what I'll do is I'll adjourn this matter to 3 o'clock. Well, what time is it? 1:30. I'll adjourn this matter to 3:30.
Look at Judge Simpson's face. I got time today.
You may be seated.
Let's go.
Court does call the case of the People versus Ostermiller.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Bridget Coons on behalf of Mr. Ostermiller.
There he goes. He made it. He made it, folks.
If you can state your name for the record.
Jeffrey Ostermiller.
All right.
Navan's business travel platform? It completely ruined my life. You see, I've been in the great policy force for over 30 years.
I think we went through on Zoom the violations that are alleged and the recommendation, but you may go ahead, Ms. Coons.
Your Honor, at this time, my client would like to admit to the violations, and we would be asking that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys read the squishy said in the subtitles up there. He's saying, you know, when the court bailiff stands behind you, you already know what's gonna happen. And he already knows. he already knows what's gonna happen. when the bailiff, when it starts and the bailiff come and walk behind you, just to be behind you, then that's a sign that you're gonna possibly be going somewhere. Let's go.
That the court depart from the recommendations for good cause. He is, as far as the no contact goes, we in no means mean to excuse it, but he received 7 texts before he replied to the victim in this case. Again, I'm not trying to mitigate it. He understands that that was against court order, but he felt that at that time it would have been okay to reply since she was texting him so much. As to everything else,
So which about the first incident then?
the consensual contact or non-consensual.
That turned into non-consensual contact.
So as far as that goes, Mr. Ostermiller, I think that there's an issue with the police report. Our focus is more so he admits to the text and calls. As to the consensual contact, he was told to leave. He was packing his bag. The police had arrived to the house.
Before I was told to leave. Correct.
Yeah. And then at that point, he was arrested. He is currently inside individual therapy. He goes once a week. He discusses issues like this, including his relationship. He even has an appointment today at 4:00. He's currently in the domestic violence program. He's 12 classes down. He has one that he's supposed to go to tonight as well. He completed the intensive outpatient program, finished that inside November. He's been compliant with the sober link. Currently,
5 days.
5 days.
5 days shy of my 6-month chip.
Yeah, 6 months sober. He goes to AA meetings daily and does have a sponsor with the 12 Coconuts home group. He does have a full-time job and works inside the IT department. He has 2 upcoming huge projects with deadlines that he'd like to try to meet, as well as he's in the process of reconciling with his children. I do have 2 letters from Recovery Technology and Hagira Health Incorporated. He went to their programmings, and both of them said that he was doing well in them, and he was very much participated inside the activities. So we asked that he be allowed to continue with probation, and I think that he is apologetic about the scenario.
Anything from the people?
No, Your Honor, we ask that you follow the Ms. Flores' recommendation.
All right. Anything else from probation?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Ostermiller, we've tried to work with you through this case, and the reports I get, and it's part of the problem is that rather than following what should be done, you always want to do things your own way, and allow you a little bit of latitude, and you just continue to not follow what they're asking you to do. I don't understand, after being arrested the first time, why even after 7, 10, 15, 20 texts, I don't even understand why you respond. I don't even get it.
I should have blocked the number. I should have done anything but contact her back. I should have. I take full responsibility for that. It was a lapse in judgment. It was a lesson learned that will never be repeated.
But that's
Until the
coming.
day that I die, I will never contact Miss Mason, make any.
That's weird because he said, "Why did you even respond?" So that means maybe his wife that has the no contact order out against him. Why would she be texting him in the first place? I thought when you have that order in place, even the plaintiff cannot contact. I guess they could still contact you, but you can't contact them back. So I find that kind of weird. That's almost like a setup. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. Am I confused? I don't know. Let's go.
Any attempt to contact her, go to her place of residence or work, or uh, anything. I want to be as far away from this woman in this relationship as possible.
Anything else you want to tell me, sir?
Judge
I made a
Simpson.
big mistake. I made a big mistake this week. Um, it is not a mistake that I will repeat ever.
I just don't understand. I'm going to waive all remaining terms except the financial obligations. I'll discharge the defendant from probation without improvement. The $500 bond that he applied will be applied to the fines and costs in this case. Sir, I'm done. I give people chances all the time. And I don't understand the arrest, get arraigned, then contact. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I think it's because of the way that you try to do things through your probation, and that is try to do things your way. And if it hadn't been for Miss Polaire correcting you before it got to me, this day probably would have come long before now. But the way that this is going to be now is I'm going to order 93 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 27 that you served. I am going to
Yep.
order that the defendant is to serve the balance. Defendant is remanded.
Yep. That's why the bailiff was standing behind him. They already say, hey, this next guy, he's going downtown. Damn. That's crazy. And Judge Simpson, he's a fair judge as well. So this guy must have just really did, we could kind of caught like the butt end of it, but it sounded like it was a no contact order or whatever for his wife or girlfriend or whatever, and he blew it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Happens a lot, with situations, relationships, and things of that nature. Just one of those things. But I appreciate everybody coming by. Up to a little bit over 300 subs, and that's awesome because I like started out with like 7 subs, and then it just started working its way up, and I'm so grateful and humbled by it, and I appreciate everybody in their time. Um, I'll leave the link in the description of Squishy's channel. I encourage you to go watch his videos. Like, and subscribe as well. Like, subscribe over here would be great. Appreciate everybody, and enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning, noon, whatever time zone you're in. And this is AD, aka AD Beats LV. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Stay safe.